Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are doing good. You know that we have started chapter water. Till now, we have done different forms of water, like different states of water. Free state and combined state we have done. We have done natural and treated water. We have completed our physical properties of water, right? And today we will start with the effect of temperature and effect of pressure on the solubility of gases in water. You know that in water number of gases are dissolved, right? So water is formed by the combination of number of gases. For example, in water, how water is formed? Water is formed by the combination of hydrogen and oxygen gas, right? So today we will start with the topic effect of temperature on the solubility of gas in water. Solubility means mix or dissolve. So the solubility of gases in water decreases with rise in temperature. If we rise the temperature, the solubility of gases will decrease. Why? When we start heating the mixture, the gases starts evaporating, right? So naturally the gases starts evaporating. That means it contain less concentration of gases, so the solubility of gases will decrease with increase in temperature. Why the water sometimes the water tastes flat, right? It is tasteless. Why it is tasteless? It is the removal of air from boiled water that it tastes flat. Sometimes sometimes we boiled water, right? After boiling the water, all the salt content will evaporate from it, right? Or all the salt content will be removed from it, so the water tastes flat. Salt content means it also removes air, gases, right? So the water tastes flat, right? If again the water is shaken with air, right, if we pass some gas from the water, then again it tastes back. A chilled soda water bottle, you must have seen a chilled soda water bottle, does not produce large effervescence. Effervescence means gas on opening as compared to another soda water bottle at room temperature. As you must have seen, soda water bottle, chilled soda water, and a cold drink water bottle, right? The cold drink water bottle will produce more gas than the chilled soda water, right? Why? Because the soda water bottle or cold drink water bottle contain more amount of gases, right? Next is effect of pressure on solubility of gases in water. How the pressure affects the solubility of gases in water? As you know that when we increase the pressure on the gas become more compact, right? So it will decrease in size. That means if we increase the pressure, the solubility of gases will increase, right? So as we increase the pressure on the surface of water, it increases the solubility of gases in it. This is proved by Henry. Henry was a scientist who was doing research on this. So it is proved by that scientist, and he gives a law that mass of a gas at a given volume is directly proportional to the pressure on the surface of the water. If we increase the pressure, more gas will be dissolved in a given mass of a solution. Next we will start with chemical properties of water. And you know that pure water is neutral to litmus. Neutral means no, it is not acidic, it is not basic, it is pure neutral. Stability, you can't decompose water by any physical means. As we have studied in the chemical reaction chapter, that water doesn't decompose itself. Water decompose only when high current or high amount of electricity is passed through it. So water will change into hydrogen and oxygen gas. That means water is very stable. Only its stability decrease when we heat water at a high temperature or we pass electric current through it. Water also act as a catalyst. right? It acts as a catalyst in number of reaction. Catalyst means it speed up the reaction. For example, when hydrogen react with chlorine, it will form hydrochloric acid, right? So to make this reaction fast, we put moisture or we put some drops of water in the solution. So the moisture or the water will speed up the reaction and hydrochloric acid will form fast. So it shows the catalytic nature of water. One more example is there. If we take phosphorus and we put oxygen gas and moisture should be there, it will form phosphorus pentaoxide. This is also an example of a catalytic nature of water. Why? Because we have put moisture. Moisture means we have put water here. Next most important part of this chapter is how water react with different metals, right? How water react with different metals. First we'll start with sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium are very soft metals. Sodium and potassium are very soft metals, right? Now sodium react with water to form sodium hydroxide, hydrogen gas, and large amount of heat will released. If a large amount of heat is released, that means the reaction is exothermic reaction, right? If the heat is released out, if the heat is absorbed, that is endothermic. If the heat is released out, that is exothermic reaction, right? So potassium react with water to form potassium hydroxide, hydrogen gas will be released and large amount of heat will be released. Now the action of water with sodium and potassium is very vigorous. Vigorous means very fast. It produces a large amount of heat. Means sodium and potassiums react with cold water easily because they are very soft. They are in the form of a salt, so they react very vigorously with water, or we can say with cold water. With normal water it can easily react with normal water. So what are the observations take place when they react with water? So first, sodium and potassiums when react with water, they form a silvery ball, right? The silvery ball will floats on the surface of water. It will, because its density is less, so it starts flowing over the water. So the silvery ball when starts floating over the water, it starts producing hydrogen gas, right? So it also catches fires and burns with a flame, right? Lilac flame in potassium and golden yellow flame in sodium. The water becomes alkali. Alkali means basic. The water become basic in nature, means it changes red litmus paper into blue. When the litmus paper changes into blue, that means that the solution is basic. If the litmus paper is changes into red, that means it is a acidic solution. Next metal is action with calcium metal. Calcium metals react with cold water. It reacts briskly with the formation of calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Normally calcium is also a soft metal. It easily reacts with normal water to form calcium hydroxide, hydrogen, and large amount of heat will be released, right? So when this calcium metal is dropped inside the water, its weight is less than water, so it will sink in the water, right? So it rapidly reacts with water to liberate tiny bubbles of hydrogen gas. When calcium reacts with water, it starts releasing hydrogen gas and it starts forming calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is sparingly soluble in water. Sparing means less soluble in water. Now it turns red litmus paper into blue. That means it is a basic solution, because it also produces OH negative ions. So this reaction is also a exothermic reaction. Why? Because large amount of heat is produced here, plus delta H. Delta means heat is liberated here. Next metal is magnesium. Now magnesium does not react with cold water. Only potassium, calcium and sodium react with cold water. Here magnesium does not react with cold water. So for reaction we need water that's temperature is more than the normal water, means we need a hot water, you can say. ठीक है. So magnesium react with hot water to form magnesium oxide and hydrogen gas. So here magnesium does not react with cold water, it reacts with hot water to form magnesium oxide and hydrogen gas. Next metals are aluminium, zinc and iron. As you know that aluminium, zinc and iron are very hard and strong metals. So these metal does not react with normal water or hot water. So the water should have a temperature more than the hot water. So here we are using steam because steam's temperature is always more than a hot water. So aluminium, zinc and iron react with steam. It react with steam. So when aluminium red hot means here we have taken a hot aluminium, it become red hot. So aluminium react with water to form aluminium oxide, hydrogen gas will be released out. This reaction is a reversible reaction like this. It can form this, it can form this. Again zinc react with water. Here I have put delta. Delta means it take place at a high temperature. Zinc oxide, hydrogen gas. Again iron react with water, high temperature, iron oxide and hydrogen gas will be released. Right? So till now we have studied that sodium, potassium, calcium, they are soft metals, so they react with normal water, or you can say they cold water. Right? Magnesium is a little hard metal, so it reacts with hot water, because if we react it with cold water, no reaction will take place. Next are aluminium, zinc, iron. They are very hard metals, so they react with steam. Right? Hope you understand this part. Whatever problem you have, we will discuss it in the Zoom class. Thank you so much.